Hello, listener. Good morning. It's Yusuf Salih Tikalo with the continuation of the novel called The Life Under the Hijab. Today, we will continue with the chapter 10. We were at hospital. Hajar was taken into a room with a doctor to evaluate her wounds. Her cuts were very deep on her wrist. When we found her, we saw a knife next to her. Did Hajar really cut herself? Was she trying to commit suicide? What happened? I couldn't believe Hajara was trying to commit suicide. I was her sister and I didn't even know. Something was going on at her school and I had never asked why because I was busy dealing with Zakir. What kind of sister am I? Hajar needed help and I wasn't there. Oh Allah, please help her. If anything happened to Hajara, I will die. Please let her be okay. I sat next to her bed, scared for Hajar. Am was calling people to make dua. My heart fell for my mother. She cried so much that her eyes couldn't shed any more tears. Her face has been stained with tears and she had dark circle under her eyes. Baba's death was hard on everyone and now Hajara's suicide mission was killing us. I sighed. Hajar started to wake up. Her eyes fluttered open. Hajara, I asked in a hoarse voice, most likely from my own quiet sob. Abu, sister, she answered. I grabbed her close and gave her a tight hug. You scared the life out of us. Don't you dare do that again. I breathed into her hijab. I am sorry, she apologized. Amu came to hug both of us. I let go of Hajara. I needed answers from her. Hajara, what happened? I asked, looking directly at her hazel's eyes. Amu took a seat. Amu took a seat on the bed, embracing Hajara. Hajara put her head on Amu's chest. It was cute. Where do I start? She asked with crystal eyes. From the beginning, I said. Well, first of all, it started at school. My classmates started taunting and coughing and scoffing at me whenever they got the chance. It was all because I wore a headscarf. They teased me because I was different. It was hard to take everything in, but I knew Allah was testing me. It was just hard to know that I would go to school every day hearing dark words. Then this one boy took it too far, he said, and tears started falling from her eyes and dripping onto her hand. Regret started to overwhelm me. I should have done anything to help her. This is one boy in my class made fun of Baba's death and then he made fun of Islam and Allah. I stood up for my religion and family. Then I ran out of the classroom because I couldn't take it. This other boy found me and hit me. Then my crush started yelling at him and he said he cared about me. Then my guy said all of these harsh words to me. He doesn't care. He lied. People enjoy lying and breaking me. It hurt so much. I just started sobbing now. I couldn't bear the pain anymore and everyone was so busy to help me. So I stayed quiet and attempted suicide. She whispered the last part. Hajar's story was like a stab to my heart. It was so sad. The fact that she thought we wouldn't care enough to help her. How could I be so blind to this? Hajara then grabbed me and hugged me tightly. She buried her head in my chest and started sobbing. I put my arms around her and gently stroked her hair. I am so sorry. I didn't know what to do, she cried. It is okay. I am here now. And I will never leave you. I will drop everything for you, Hajara. Don't ever think I don't care. I love you so much. I whispered in her ear. As do I. Next time tell us, Hajara, where we were so worried. It is haram forbidden to hurt yourself. I can't lose any other family member again. I must say honestly. Well, Allah forgive me for this mistake. I was depressed and in pain. I didn't know what to do, but now I do. I fear that I have displeased Allah, Hajar said. Hajara, if you ask for forgiveness, and are really sorry, then Allah will forgive you. He's always ready to forgive. He's a forgiver, I stated. Really? Hajara asked. Yes, really. Now get some sleep. You need to recover. It had been a week since Hajara incident, I na- and now she will be okay now. We got her in a support group and we started paying more attention to Hajara's well-being. I started to teach Hajara some Islamic ways to get rid of depression. Amu also joined us. Amir had talked to her school about the bullying. Everything was looking good so far. Now all I needed to do was fix my Spanish grade. Something is just off about it. The written section should have broke up my grade a lot if my professor said I did really well on it. I started thinking of ways it could have been wrong. Knock knock, I put on my hijab and opened the door. It was Amir. He had a huge smile on his face. I wonder why. What's new with you? I asked, eager to know why he was so happy. Someone I actually like proposed to you. I told him about how that other guy asked your hand in marriage and he got jealous, I think. He really likes you, Zainab. I can see it in his eyes. Now the only question is, will you agree? Amir Roche. Who is it? I asked, wanting to know who this man was. It is Zakir, he smirked. At that moment, I felt my heart stop. Hajara incident was scary. She attempted suicide. She was only 12 years old, for heaven's sake. If we didn't get there on time, she would have died. I knew Zainab blamed herself, but it wasn't her fault. Zainab has been through a lot. She couldn't have possibly noticed that. On her happier note, my parents and I are finally moving into our new house later on this week. It was only 20 minutes from here. My sister were a bit sad because they had grown fond of Zainab's family, but we wouldn't be too far. I was currently sitting on the couch watching the news. Who knew so many Muslims are being killed all over the world? Bangladesh wasn't the only country where innocent people are being attacked for no reason. Oh Allah, please grant those Muslim Jannah. While I was watching the news, Amir came and sat next to me with his head in his hand. His hair was sticking up all over the place. There were fine lines on his forehead, making him look older than he was. In all, Amir was stressed. Dude, what's wrong? I asked. It is Zainab. This guy proposed to her and I don't like him. This guy has had relationship with girls in the past and isn't a practicing Muslim. Baba put me in charge, meaning that I have to find a husband for Zainab, he said. The thought of another guy proposing to Zainab made my blood boil. Wait, why am I so angry about it? Then a thought came to me. I like Zainab. Zainab was beautiful on the inside and on the outside too. She was one of the most religious Muslim girls there was. Zainab was always a very kind and caring person, which I admired. She was everything I will ever she was everything I would ever want in a wife and more. I couldn't stand to see her get married and have kids with some other guy. I wanted her. I wanted to marry Zainab. I wanted to wake up every day with her in my arms. It's all made sense now. I needed her in my life. I wanted to have a family with her. At that moment, I knew what to do. I needed to ask you something. I said nervously that Amirit may not agree. What? He groaned. Yeah, he was not having a good day. I want to ask for Zainab hand in marriage. I stated calmly, even though I was freaking out on the inside. Amir's head jacked up. He stared right at me. His eyes narrowed. I suddenly felt scared of his answer. Please let him agree. Like my dad said, there were not many girls like Zainab. She is very special. Amir and I had a staring contest until he grinned and started to fist pump the air, making me even more confused than before. What just happened? I asked, absolutely lost on how the tables had turned. I am so happy. The perfect guy just asked my sister Han in marriage. Alhamdulillah. Thank you, Allah. He smiled. You think I am the perfect guy? I questioned. Of course you are. Very religious and well known. You change into a better man each day. You are honest and you love my sister for who she is. You also have a very wonderful family. Did you give lectures to the youth and you have a lot of knowledge on Islam, he started flatly. I was flattered. He actually wanted me to marry his sister. I felt so happy, but first, I had to ask my parents. I told Amit to come with me and we started to tell my parents about the situation. My mother screamed and squeezed the life out of me, and my father gave me the biggest smile I ever saw. I also told my sister about proposing to Zainab and they all jumped on top of me. Now I just needed to ask Zainab for her answer. Today was the day Zainab gave her answer, but families were in the living room. To say I was nervous was an understatement. I was beyond terrified. What if she said no? What if she doesn't feel the same? Ya Allah, please let her agree. Please, Allah, I am begging you. I kept making dua. Then Amir and Zainab came out. I sat there waiting for her answer. It was dead silent. My answer is, she started, please be yes, please be yes, please be yes. So listener, will stop here. Please follow us for the amazing story of Zainab and Zakir. Thank you very much. Don't forget to comment because I really like your comment, and your comment is the only thing that will make me to correct my mistake. Thank you very much. Love you all.